Hi. I've been sat here for a few minutes, kind of just thinking about how, I don't know, how I want this to come across, how I want it to seem, if I look okay. Oh, is my face too red? Does the background look fine? I was doing YouTube when I was a kid, like teenager to young adult, so like probably from 13, 14 to 16 to like 20 years old maybe. And then we stopped when we stopped going to conventions. So obviously when you do YouTube, you kind of grow confidence the longer you do it. That confidence is kind of gone. So I just decided to hit record and see what happens. So this first video, I've kind of just been having ideas recently about what I would want to talk about on YouTube if I did start it again. And doing Instagram for a while now, posting video game related content every day. I don't know, it's just kind of got me back into wanting to record and talk about video games, I guess. So the first video is going to be, well, it wasn't going to be, but it is now, 5 PS5 games that I completed this year, and I'm going to go from least enjoyed to most enjoyed. So people who've seen my Instagram might already kind of understand or know what I'm going to talk about, but yeah. Number 5, least enjoyed, technically. I still enjoyed it, but least enjoyed. Until Dawn. With all of that glare and Retro Ghetto on the TV. Yeah. Absolutely loved the first game that came out on the PS4. Not so much the remake. I enjoyed it to a point where it was like, oh, well, it's cool to play it again on the PS5. And I mean, I guess it's cool, fine that it got a remaster, but it wasn't necessary. I think when everyone saw the trailer on the State of Play, everyone knew it wasn't necessary. It doesn't play as well as the PS4 version, in my opinion. The controls are quite clunky. Like if you move a character and then you stop moving the stick, the character will just keep on walking. So by the time you've gone, like you've walked past a point and then you've gone, oh, I think I just missed something, I need to go back. The character's like still wandering off and you're just like, I'm trying to turn you, please. On top of that, I think the I don't even know the team who made it. Ballistic Moon. No offense, I think they kind of missed the point of the game. The tone was all wrong in this remake. There were scenes that were, I don't know, not serious, but semi-serious, where they added music over it and they, like, reworked the graphics and stuff. I just don't think it worked very well. Some of the voice acting seems different as well. I don't obviously know to the extent how different it is, but it's definitely... It's just not as good as the PS4 version, in my opinion. I thought about trading it in, but I don't know. Yeah, it's still just sitting here. I did complete it, but yeah, I don't know. I'm just gonna have a think about what I want to do with this. It feels wrong to get rid of it because it's Until Dawn, and I love Until Dawn. But yeah, number 4, not quite least enjoyed. Still Wakes the Deep. I heard so many good things about this game, and I did enjoy it to an extent. I thought it was visually absolutely beautiful. One of the most graphically realistic games I think I've probably ever seen in my life. I spent the first 20 minutes just looking around the rig, all the rooms, all the details, looking out the window at the ocean, the rain going down the windows. The character models were a little... I don't think people quite know indie companies how to get character models right. It's not easy by any means. The tone of this game was absolutely fantastic. The music was great. The chase scenes were intense. The platforming was fun. The parkour, not parkour, but like, you know, platforming from piece to piece and having to jump over things and catch onto ledges and stuff like that was good, mostly. Sometimes it was a little janky, but mostly it worked. The voice acting is absolutely fantastic. I don't know, there's just something... I didn't not enjoy it. Still Wakes the Deep is a good game. There's just something off. to a point where I was kind of burnt out by the end of it, and I wish I could have had a slightly better experience with it, but I'm still going to keep it, and I think I do want to go for the Platinum, because I can't imagine it's very difficult. But yeah. Number 3, which is, I guess, kind of middle ground. I was looking forward to this game for so long, and I really enjoyed it all the way through, up until, like, the last 2 to 3 bosses. I can't remember. They had, like, a weird, randomly high difficulty spike, but Stellar Blade, for the PS5, obviously, because this is a PS5 video. This is a sleeve I got off eBay, because I spent my money on stupid things. But it's a very nice sleeve. It's got Eve on the front and on the back. Yeah, I've been buying a few things from the seller. He's really cool. Very nice person. So what the actual cover looks like. It's very nice. I love her. She's fantastic. Great character. Loved the way this game played. Mostly. It had a weird kind of difficulty curve-ish. When I was first playing it, I didn't really know if I was doing it right, but then the longer I played it, obviously, the more used to it I got, I guess, and I really did end up enjoying it, and I really liked the story as well. I didn't think I would be interested in the story particularly, but I was. The difficulty didn't really vary that much. I pretty much did every boss first try, except for a few of the later ones in the desert area. And they're all really fun. I love the designs. Some of them were the same as other bosses with just a slightly different reskin, which was a little... is what it is. Not something I would complain about, because they didn't do it like as much as Elden Ring, who is very guilty of reskinning bosses and enemies and stuff like that. And then the last 2 or 3 bosses just kind of ruined the experience for me, I guess. It felt like everything I'd learned throughout the game, I hadn't learned at all. The difficulty spike was absolutely insane. When I got to Raven, I did the unidentified Naytiba, and she was great. I really liked her boss fight. I had to learn it, obviously, and it felt like I was. And then I got to Raven, and she was just, like, impossibly fast and difficult and hard. And I actually turned the difficulty setting down, which I don't usually do ever on a game. I actually put this game down for a few days because I couldn't really decide whether I wanted to put it down and not pick it up again, or if I wanted to complete it, and I did want to complete it. And the only way I could see doing that after trying Raven over and over and over again was putting the difficulty down, so that's what I did, and I'm guilty of that, and I still feel kind of bad about it. But it had to be done just to get it completed. That's why it falls in the mid number 3 section of the list, I guess. I love this game. I just wish the later bosses, the last 3 maybe, because the rest were just like I blasted through them, weren't just like an insane difficulty spike, but it is what it is. Other than that, graphically, this game is very nice. The customization is fun. You can give Eve different outfits, as many people know. The music is great. The voice acting is here nor there. It's good. So yeah, Stellar Blade. I really liked Stellar Blade. It was good. Other than those last few bits. And this has this cool collector card from that same guy, which I love. We're coming to the last 2 now. We'll wrap up the video after that. Silent Hill 2 with another sleeve from that same dude from eBay. Very cool. Silent Hill 2, I always wanted a copy as a kid, the original, and I never was able to get one, and then as an adult, it obviously skyrocketed in price. But this seems to be the only way to play it where it's really accessible for new players, like myself, as I was. The music is fantastic. It made me feel horrible all the way through. I'm not susceptible to scary games whatsoever. But this game, I don't want to say it scared me. It made me feel really, really genuinely uncomfortable the whole way through. The same as Resident Evil 7 made me feel. Just horrible. Really tight feeling in the chest and stomach. The whole time, basically, especially in the other world. Every time we had to go to the other world, it was just horrible, and I didn't want to be there. It was like, oh, I'll try and get through it as fast as possible, but I'm scared. So yeah, the enemy design is fantastic. Obviously, it's taken from the original, but like just the way they've done it is great. It's disgusting. It's gross. The blood is fantastic. The details are brilliant. The noises are great. All the sound and ambiance and music, Graphically, again, beautiful game. Couldn't believe it when I put the game in and actually saw it. But yeah, just a really, really, really fantastic game that everyone needs to play. Especially if you're into horror, survival horror, just anything like that. It's a must play. It's on the level for Resident Evil, Biohazard, and Village for me. Absolutely. Great next gen horror game. So yeah, I think we got really lucky that this was released on the PS5. We're on the last one now. I just remembered that with the sleeve I got this collector card as well, from that same eBay seller, and it's awesome. And these cards from this guy, who I will link below, have the description of the game and stuff on the back, which is just really cool. He's got an unbelievable collection, and he sells them, but it's crazy. There's like over 300, and I want them all. The last game on my list, obviously, number one, highest game, amazing game, fantastic game that I've enjoyed this year, has been Black Myth: Wukong. And this, no, is not a real case. I ordered it from eBay. I wanted to make my own, but I just couldn't find the cover art like on Google to just print out, so I ordered one that someone had properly printed, not from the same guy, but he does have a sleeve that I do want, and I of course did order his Black Myth: Wukong card, because Sun Wukong is beautiful. Not that that's who that is, it's the destined one, but still, there it is, and it's got, again, the description on the back. I promise the lighting will be better in the next video that I do, I swear. I just realised as well, I just remembered. Obviously this isn't a real case, the game isn't out physically yet. This is what the back looks like though, which is really good. Front. I wanted some weight to it, so it has Far Cry 4 in there. I totally forgot because I just have a copy of Far Cry 4 disc only for some reason. But yeah. I was fucking blown away by this game. I put it in and I just couldn't believe what I was seeing. The graphics, especially for cutscenes, but the graphics are fucking stunning in this game. It's hard to even put into words how beautiful this game is. I think it's way above the level of like Elden Ring and like Dark Souls 3 and Bloodborne, obviously, at this point. One of my favourite games ever, but obviously being a PS5 release, it's going to be way better graphically, but just unbelievable cutscene graphics and in-game graphics. The sound design is fantastic. The music is amazing. The combat flows so well. I can't really can't put into words how well the combat works in this game. It kind of seems at first when you're first playing that you're just spamming square, but you're really not. There's like power-ups and I don't want to say superpowers, but spells that you get. Like you can immobilize your enemies and things like that. You can get clones. It's just an amazing game. The story is fantastic. Obviously, if you're into Journey to the West, I am. I've played a bunch of games that are based on Journey to the West, and I'm currently not reading through, but listening to an audiobook of Journey to the West. Very reminiscent of Enslaved, actually, on the Xbox 360. Just like a more adult version of it, I guess, with actual proper lore taken from the real mythology. But yeah, I fucking love this game. I'm about ready to pre-order the actual physical release now. Don't know what I'm gonna do with this. Probably just keep it, use the case for something else eventually. But if you like Souls-like games, which this is, it's been compared to like Devil May Cry and God of War and things like that. It's a Souls-like. The difficulty is on par with a Souls-like. I've heard people saying it's like a very difficult action-adventure game. It's a Souls-like. If you like Souls-likes, if you like Dark Souls, Bloodborne, anything of that kind of nature where you have to learn a boss's moves, learn how to avoid them, dodge them, overcome them, level your character. There's a skill tree, which is, I guess, not like a Souls-like, but Souls-like elements extremely strong in this game. But yeah, I would say probably the most difficult game I've ever beaten, which says a lot because I've beaten pretty much all of the actual Souls games except for Sekiro, because I've never played Sekiro. But yeah, just if there's one thing you take away from this video, you must play Black Myth Wukong. That's the one thing. If you're into hard games and Souls-likes, this is the one that needs to be played. I can't say it any more than that. The characters are fantastic. The music is fantastic. The graphics are fantastic. The story is fantastic. The combat is fantastic. It's all there. This game has everything. And if this game, I'm saying it now, does not make Game of the Year, it is a fix. This game sold like 18 million copies in the first week or 2 weeks, I think. The sales for day 1 were incredible. The sales for day 3 were incredible. This is the one. If this isn't Game of the Year, then it's fixed. I'm sorry, but that's the way it is. If Shadow of the Erdtree gets Game of the Year, we're allowing DLCs to be Game of the Year at that point, which is no. So yeah, that's my first video. It's a mess. I need to go edit it and actually put it up on a channel that I haven't even created yet. Oh yeah. Yeah, if you liked it, like it. Leave me a comment, tell me what I need to do better. I waffle a lot, that's why the editing needs to be done. But yeah, these, not including that sleeve that I haven't put back on. These are my games. Ugh. Oh god. These are the games that I have played recently that are PS5 games, and I completed them all. Black Myth Wukong was the best one. Until Dawn, extremely mid. So yeah, go play these games, I guess. Make your own opinion, I don't know. Black Myth Wukong was the best one. Bye bye.